Humanity has never wavered in the face of the unknown. When the Orion 7 probe discovered a planet classified as Eden in the distant Centaurus system, no one thought of passing it by. The planet was ablaze with lush green forests, crystal-clear oceans, and glittering mountain ranges. Its atmosphere was perfect for breathing, and the abundance of flora and fauna seemed like a natural wonder. They named it Eden, but no one could have guessed how deceptive this paradise could be. The first expedition, 250 colonists, scientists, and engineers, landed on the surface of Eden with great excitement. But one strange fact bothered everyone from the very beginning. The entire planet was covered in strange ancient inscriptions. It seemed as if nature itself was trying to convey something. Rocks, trees, and even sand dunes were covered with intricate symbols. It seemed that there were no intelligent inhabitants on the planet. But who left these writings? Even stranger, when deciphered using cutting-edge AI translation algorithms, all the inscriptions repeated the same ominous warning. You have been warned. Disturbance of the balance will lead to destruction. When the first crops of grain began to yield a harvest, it seemed as though the colonists' troubles were behind them. But within weeks, inexplicable phenomena began to occur. At first, it was minor incidents. Scientists' equipment disappeared, scanners malfunctioned, and at night, faint whispers could be heard. Voices that no device could record. Soon, the engineers noticed something alarming. As new structures were erected, the inscriptions on the ground would vanish beneath the foundations. This seemed logical. Construction covered the surfaces where the engravings had been. But every time an inscription disappeared, something strange followed. Plants on the site began to wither, water in nearby lakes turned murky, and animals, which had only just been discovered, retreated into the wilderness. The story's protagonist, a young linguist named Leo Cassidy who had joined the expedition to study the ancient markings, was the first to seriously question the meaning of these messages. He believed the writings held the key to understanding the planet. Leo approached the mission's captain, urging him to halt construction and limit human interference with the ecosystem, but his warnings fell on deaf ears. "We can't afford to be scared of stone carvings," the captain retorted. "Humanity survives by conquering the unknown. It's always been that way." That night, Leo awoke with a strange sensation. His mind was flooded with visions. Trees collapsing, oceans boiling, and an ear-splitting roar echoing across the skies. These images were not his imagination. They came from somewhere else. That's when he felt it for the first time, the entity. It had no shape, no voice, but it was undeniably intelligent. The entity began to ask questions. Why are you here? Why destroy what you did not create? What will you choose? Your prosperity or the balance of life? These questions echoed in Leo's mind, filling it with a strange mix of fear and curiosity. The next morning, Leo began his investigation. Together with a small team of scientists, he ventured into the heart of Eden, where the concentration of inscriptions was at its peak. Deep within the jungle, Leo's group discovered a massive monolith, completely covered in glowing inscriptions. It emitted a faint blue light, and as soon as Leo touched it, the entity spoke to them again. The entity revealed that it was the guardian of Eden's balance. The planet had existed for millions of years, and every attempt to disturb it had ended in disaster. It had tested countless civilizations before humans, and none had passed its trial. If you continue, you will destroy yourselves, but you have a choice. The entity proposed a test. If humanity could prove that it was capable of coexisting with the planet without destroying it, the colony would remain. If humans persisted in their actions, the planet would begin to collapse, taking all its inhabitants with it. Leo returned to the captain and the team to recount his encounter with the entity. While many initially dismissed his words as nonsense, the consequences of ignoring the entity became undeniable. Structures began to collapse, crops failed, and colonists fell ill. Under mounting pressure, the colony decided to reconsider its actions. They began dismantling their industrial buildings and completely redesigning their settlements to integrate into Eden's ecosystem. Instead of towering metal structures, they constructed homes using local natural materials. wood, stone, and plant fibers, ensuring minimal harm to the environment. Farms were relocated to areas where the ecosystem already permitted cultivation, and food was grown in symbiosis with nature, relying only on renewable resources provided by the planet. Scientists developed technologies to harness energy from tides and winds without disrupting the ecosystem. Over time, the entity reappeared not as a threat but as a mentor. It revealed secrets of the planet, guiding humanity to thrive without disrupting its delicate balance. It taught them not only to use the planet's resources but also to restore what they took. Eden became not just a place to live but a new beginning, a model of how humanity could coexist with nature in harmony. The story ended with the colony becoming an example of a new path for humanity, one of peaceful coexistence rather than conquest and exploitation. Eden became a home where people learned not only to take, but to give back, respecting the harmony of life.